everyone. This is Anthony Orlanda, second year Bachelor of Arts in English Language. And today, I'm going to discuss the causes of miscommunication. So let's first define the two words, which is cause and miscommunication. First word is cause, Cause. So the meaning of cause is a reason for an action or condition, meaning it's a result. Cause, in short word, result. And next is miscommunication. So miscommunication defines failure to communicate adequately and properly. So miscommunication in short means you fail to connect to a person or whatever you want to communicate with. There are many reasons on why we miscommunicate with someone or others, but today I will discuss just only five reasons or five causes of miscommunication. When we hear the word miscommunication, what comes to our mind? From the prefix mis, so it means fail or whatever. Miscommunication or miscommunicate means we failed to communicate. We failed to communicate uh, with someone we are talking about or we are talking to. We failed to communicate to a gadget or phone. We failed to communicate on what we want or what message we want to deliver. So miscommunication in short just means you failed to communicate. Okay? So now let's start the discussion. Causes of miscommunication. If you have time, try to mow the lawn this afternoon, said the father as he walked out to the door to his office. His teenage son, head down, concentrating on breakfast, grunts in reply, uh-uh. To the father's dismay, the yard remained untouched when he returned home. The son, when confronted by his angry father, excused his lack of action with the explanation, he said if I had time and I was all at the mall all day. According to scientists, human began speaking about 100,000 years ago, and writing began around 4000 BC. Prior to written language, humans used pictures like cave drawings, which evolved into word symbols. The evolution of language, what some have called human system of communication, proves false the old adage, a picture is worth a thousand words, since it's almost impossible to convey conditional complex or complicated ideas with a simple image. While some linguists suggest that an accurate accounting of the number of words in the English language is impossible, the Global Language Monitor claimed that there were 1,013,913 words on January 1, 2012, with a new word created every 98 minutes. Due to the sheer number of words available to choose from, the opportunity for the muddled communication is high, even when people have similarity sized vocabularies. The specific words known to each person, as well as the understood meaning of each word, can vary significantly due to different environments, cultures, and experiences. Okay, so the following are the five causes of miscommunication. Listen carefully because I am going to summarize each cause. Okay, so the first cause is implicit versus explicit communication. There's a tension between politeness and directness here. To make questions or commands more polite, we wrap them in indirectness. Give me your phone number turns into would you mind giving me your phone number? Miscommunication often stems from a misalignment of explicit and implicit meaning between the sender and the receiver. Some peoples are straightforward, others expect you to read between the lines. Okay, let's define these two words or let's define this first cause. Implicit versus explicit communication. So, what is implicit and explicit? Implicit means you're talking or you're communicating, but you couldn't deliver the message clearly. So, implicit means communicating without delivering the message clearly. Then it goes explicit. Explicit is the opposite or antonym of implicit. So, explicit means you deliver the message clearly. You're talking or you're communicating to someone, and then you deliver the message clearly to them so they can understand you properly. So that's the difference of implicit and explicit. Phrasing your messages in an explicit manner prevents miscommunication. This is especially recommended in high stakes circumstances or when you don't know the other person well. If you're a service rep dealing with a new customer, for example, you'd better err on the side of explicitness. You couldn't skip the process entirely, but it helps you to be aware of its implications. Number two is written versus verbal. The carrier of the message of the channel is another common cause of miscommunication. Verbal channels like phone or voicemail are better communication carriers for implicit meaning. So it means that this phone and voice message or voicemail, like those gadgets, can deliver us clear messages. That's why they are called implicit communicating carriers. While written like email or live chat are better for explicit communication. Okay, why? Because when we read, we can understand. We can understand clearly, like email and live chats. We are reading their comments or what they are saying, and then it refers us. It's up to us if we understand it very well. Okay, that's the difference of those two. Do you get my point? Emails or some gadgets can deliver us exact meaning. That's why they are in implicit meaning. While those channels or those factors, those carriers that we can read or we can understand is in the explicit communication. There's an infinite number of ways to pronounce the word no. In written communication, the interpretation is fully left to the receiver, making miscommunication easier. So writing is prone to implicit and voice prone to explicit miscommunication. And then number three is misaligned lingo. Okay, so this is interesting. Another common cause of miscommunication, to increase efficiency, people within a close group develop their own ways of speaking through jargon, acronyms, buzzwords, etc. Legalese is another culprit. It's the formal and technical language that often makes government documents sound overly complex, forcing people into hiring lawyers for their legal issues. These verbal phenomena aren't problematic as long as you stay within your circle. When interacting with outsiders, however, you'll need to adjust. So why is this interesting? Lingo, from the word lingo. They said people with a close group develop their own ways of speaking through jargon, acronyms, buzzwords, etc. This comes we can call this gay language, Jejemon language, G words, like the language in Manila, like mayor, you pronounce it yorme. You get my point? So in short, these are the words that are not counted in English vocabulary. These words are just invented based on a group. They develop this language or lingo to make their communications more easily. Okay? That's the meaning of the term is aligned lingo. And then number four is poor listening skills. In his TED Talk, Julian Treasure argues that we're rapidly losing our listening skills. Our apps have thrown us in a constant state of distraction. Our headphone lock us in a private bubble. Indeed, plenty of today's miscommunication can be blamed on the receiver's inability to focus. Okay, for example, you are holding your gadget and reading some articles while someone is talking about you, or while someone is talking to you or communicating to you. You can understand or you can listen to him or her properly because your focus is in your gadget. Uh, this is all about focus. You are listening poorly because your focus is on or at your gadget. So to make things short, you have poor listening skills because you can focus on what someone is saying to you or what is someone's communicating to you. And lastly, poor speaking skills. Similarly, oftentimes miscommunication can be blamed on poor speaking skills. Some people express themselves so incoherently that they're near impossible to follow. One powerful communication tip is to speak with structure, for example, by using a what, so what, now, what approach. Start talking about the what, then why it's relevant, then what the next step should be. So for example, I'm a Filipino and I am talking to an American. We all know that we Filipinos has our own accent when we are speaking in English, and sometimes we were in wrong grammar. That's why we can communicate to other races, to other people properly because we have poor speaking skills. We must improve first our speaking skills when we are speaking or communicating to a person with a fluent English accent. Okay? For instance, I'm in America in a street in America and I am a Filipino and and a stranger asked me direction and of course I'm a Filipino. My accent about English is not clear. I'm telling the stranger the way correctly, but he can understand me because of my accent. So that's the reason so that we must improve our speaking skills. So these are my insights about my topic, five causes of miscommunication. There is always possibilities in understanding the people around us because we are different and unique. It's just a part of life and we must not have the direction for a miscommunication to become a conflict that which we will regret for the rest of our lives. So to make things short, we must improve our communication skills to prevent these five causes of miscommunication. There are not only five causes of miscommunication. There are so many, but I just discussed these five because these are the most commonly factors that causes a miscommunication. So I hope you understand well about my report about five causes of miscommunication. Thank you and have a good day.